Always an honor to have Sylacauga Mayor Jim Heigl join us this morning. Mayor, a little spring in her step this morning with nice temperatures, huh?
Wasn't that weather beautiful? Golly, Peter, I almost want to go jogging. Almost, not quite. But.
Hey, a big meeting last night with Sylacauga City Council. A lot of unanswered questions among voters, and kind of update us on the meeting last night and what took place.
Well, basically what took place, first I want to thank the council for supporting us and what we had to have done, what's coming up here. The people are trying to understand aquatic. We've got $170-something thousand in the building code department. That was for nuisance and abatement. We have an ordinance that describes that, but the problem is it was hard to get anybody to use to tear down some of these houses for us because it was costing more to tear it down. They were making off of it.
So it has to be used for that purpose?
It has to be,
okay.
Well, not has to be used. I mean, the building code had that money.
Okay.
But the problem is they can't, it's too late in the year to use it now, so we're going to take that money, we're going to take $75,000 of it and put it into aquatic system. This is a study by architects and engineers. They're going to look at the old pool. They're going to evaluate it and see exactly what it's going to cost us to put that pool back into service while they continue with the new community center.
Is this a new group that's coming in?
This is a brand new group. This is not, these are local people. It's our local architect that's heading this, and it's going to be local money spent here in Sylacauga.
So what do we say to people who say, oh, man, we're spending more money?
Well, we got the money. I'd like to say this $175,000 we've got. Building code, they can't use it. So put it into my budget and let me use it to start the evaluation of the pool and also carry on with the new aquatic system.
Well, it's been a number of years since we had an operational pool here in Sylacauga, and the swimming season is almost over. And let's kind of look at calendar year 2024. Is that probable?
Yeah, well, yes, that's what we're looking at. Not only this pool, they always keep saying we'll have an indoor pool and an outdoor pool. This will continue to be our outdoor pool, according to the depending on the engineering of it, what's going to take to put it back into service. Plus, we will continue with our new community center, indoor pool.
Have you talked with the engineers and gotten kind of feedback from them if this is doable with the old pool?
Well, we've talked to them. That's what this money's for, to get them started. And this is money we already have. If we don't spend it now, it's going to go to waste.
All right.
We can't carry this over. But the $175,000 for nuisance and abatement in 2024, that will be replaced in that budget.
All right, let's talk about, and it's been tossed around as a Sylacauga something, an aquatic center. I don't know what the official title is going to be, but where are we on that? And I guess it's going to be still out here on Highway 21, off Highway 21?
That's the last recommendation. Of course, it's still got to come before the Planning Commission. It's going to take a while. The brand new one's going to take a little while. We're still in the baby stages of that one. Yeah. But right now we want to get the original pool up and running for next season while we're working on the other. Because, wait, look how long it's been. Yeah. When they shut down the pool and they shut down Burley Collins and they were going to put it over there on Main Avenue, well, all that fell apart. And we've lost years.
Splash pad included.
Splash pad, that was money. I mean, that was a 200-something thousand, another 300,000. That was money we'll never see again.
And we kind of laugh at it, but that's money lost.
Well, it is, and it hurts. And with the economy the way it is, we really couldn't afford it. Yeah. But the plan just did not.
You feel good about this, though?
Oh, yes. Yeah, very good. This is what we should have been doing to begin with. We should have hung on to this pool, kept it up, whatever it cost. Yes, maybe it did cost us $100,000 to $200,000. But what's going to cost us now, we really don't know. But we could have had that pool all this time. Those kids would have had a quality of life that they normally would not have when it was gone. A lot of kids didn't have anything to do swim. They having to go to Talladega and everything else, swimming lessons. It's just a big quality of life that a city needs. Not we want it, we need it. Yeah. We need it for our young people.
Sylacauga Mayor Jim Heigl with us this morning. Another topic was, several weeks ago we had a fatality on the old Birmingham Highway near James Payton Boulevard. A lot of people talk about, well, we need a traffic light right there.
It was brought up before, and also we got the plans for it. Michael Rice from EEF&S Engineering out of Birmingham works very closely with us on that. He was the one that got me up to Birmingham to talk with LDOT to get James Payton Boulevard paved and all. And it was our intentions to put a sidewalk and lighting all through James Payton, which we're probably going to wind up having to do because we've got a new project we're looking at on that area. But that light was part of the plan, but the money was not there at the time.
So is that something that's going to happen, you think?
It's going to have to happen. Okay. It is. Well, years ago, when they decided to put a light either there or on top of the hill going into Oak Grove, it was decided to put it at Oak Grove. Of course, because you had a blind spot coming over the hill, they felt like they had to have it there.
Right.
It's confusing on a James Payton come off 511. When you make a right-hand turn from 511 onto James Payton, you're supposed to yield.
That's a yield sign there.
It does. It says yield, but people don't see it apparently. So I guess we'll have to paint it right there in the street for them. And of course, the right-of-way comes from the east onto James Payton. They got the right-of-way. Yeah. But it was a terrible accident. That poor soul, we worked for a utility board, and apparently the gentleman, elderly gentleman, pulled out and didn't see him. He didn't see the motorcycle. Yeah. And, you know, it was a terrible traffic accident. But we're doing everything we possibly can to alleviate that problem.
Sylacauga Police Department with an arrest on a murder that took place in Sylacauga in early July. Sylacauga PD hard at work.
They're hard at work, they sure are. And we got 2 new police officers, a young man and a young woman. They've already passed the physicals and everything. They got their uniforms. I saw them yesterday. They're looking good, but they got to go to the academy. And that's going to take a few months. And we do have a couple of police officers who are retiring. That always hurts. And we got other people throughout our system that are retiring. We've got to get people on board with the city. We need them we need 1 more person at the animal shelter. We need 2 at our mechanical shop. We need 3 on the street department. We need at least 2 in the clerk's office. It's just, and of course the building code department, they needed another investigator, not investigator, but another building inspector. And it's just like that throughout the city, but we're making it. People are working together at City Hall. It's not easy, but we're working together, and appreciate what in the clerk's office.
You got some new faces in there.
Yeah, well, Alexander Lambert, as I told you before, you know, she's a highly qualified person for that position with 2 master's, 2 bachelor's, and associate degree in accounting and administration, and retired Major Air Force and all. And she's a little tough in nails, but she's getting the job done, you know. It's a little different outlook on the way the department's being handled. But it's been handled in the right way. Yeah. That's the main thing.
You know, Sylacauga Police, going back to them, they averted tragedy just a couple of days ago with an incident on South Main Avenue.
They did. When the police officer pulled that car over, apparently the driver got quite belligerent, and they asked him to step out of the car, and he tried to take off, and he reached over there and tried to put the car, the gear into park, you know, to lock him in. And he threw it in drive again, then he reached over there and grabbed the key to cut it off.
The policeman was actually in that car,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, he was reaching in the car. At the last time he reached in there to cut the engine off. And that's when he threw it back into gear and took off and threw him out. You know. But he's at home now, he's recovering.
Good.
It's going to be all right.
Good, that's good news. Hey, more good news. Coming up the holiday season in downtown Sylacauga, something I've always loved is Christmas music, and we're going to have that in downtown Sylacauga this year. It
is. Well, they're working on that now to have that done. It's going to be a nice project, you know. And when you go down shop and hear pretty music, I mean, that just enlightens your spirits.
Put you in the mood to spend more money.
It does. And there's nothing like money. I tell you what, money. Yeah. I wish the dollar was a little bit stronger, but hey, it is what it is with our economy, you know, nationwide. It's something, I tell you what, it's... No, you ain't going to draw me in that.
Talk a little bit more about the council meeting from last night. What kind of struck you other than what we've already talked about?
Well, really, we needed to reevaluate our job descriptions. And all we're doing is changing titles and all. And we are changing some of the step raises from a 5 to a 6, which are needed. And we're doing away, well, I think there was one accounting clerk. We're doing away with county clerks 3s and 2s and all this stuff. We're doing, they're accounting clerks. They're all on the same level. And just the wording like that was part of it. Of course, we went into executive session, but that was on another issue, you know. But we got Taco Bell coming. We got the Prince up there.
Where is that coming?
That will be just across the road, not the highway, but just across the road going into Marble City Square in that area out there. We see that dirt and all. They got that part out there.
All right, where's Marble City Square?
All right, the one out there where Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Right
that
across
always gets our attention.
Right across, I should have said Chick-fil-A to begin with, but right across the street from Chick-fil-A, not across the highway, just across the street.
Yeah.
It's part of the Hutton property.
So that's coming in 24, you think?
Oh yeah, we got the plans on it now, all the engineering plans, and the fire department's looked at it, building codes looked at it, everything's fine. All they got to do now is start bringing in permits.
So we got the wharf coming in too,
and
right?
the wharf, they're starting to clear that land right now, and their plans are at City Hall now, the police department, the fire department, and the building code has looked at them, and everything is fine. All they got to do now is apply for permits.
Wow. That's some good news this morning.
Well, it is. We're still growing a little bit. We got a couple other things people come and talk to us about, but they haven't made a decision as of yet.
So where Dirt Cheap's closing their doors.
Yeah, I guess that just wasn't quite profitable.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's something else going there, but we haven't got the word as of what, you know,
Yeah.
or any drawings or permits or anything as of yet.
All right.
Something will be coming.
Uh,
We have a sushi place coming on Fort Williams.
what?
It's sushi.
Okay.
You know where El Caveros used to be,
Yeah,
right there in that
yeah.
corner? They're looking at that piece of property.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with sushi, but
I'm not either. But you heard it first right here on Daybreak Live with Sylacauga Mayor Jim Heigl. What about, we lost Judge Barry Vaughn back a month or so ago.
He will be honored also on the IDB board, and I've already appointed, at his request before he passed, a judge, and he has been appointed by the council.
Tell me a little bit about the judge that's been appointed.
Well, I really don't know that much about him.
Okay.
But he's a nice guy, Mr. Farr. He's very efficient.
So he already taken over?
Oh, yes, permanently. The council's already appointed him.
Okay.
My part was just appointing him temporarily because Barry wanted him to fill in for him. And now that Barry's passed and we had to appoint somebody else, then he's being appointed permanently by the council.
We lost another pillar in our community, Bill James, in
Yeah.
the last couple of days too, and a longtime banker.
He was the People's Bank down there in Fort Williams for years.
A long time ago, wasn't it?
It was. And Bill James, God rest his soul, he supported me in my campaign. He was a fine individual, he really was.
Yeah. Sylacauga Mayor Jim Heigl, our guest this morning. Mayor, it's always a pleasure to have you with us.
Well, it's always a pleasure. Everything's growing in Sylacauga. I know you're going to be hearing some things through the rumor mill. Our budget is in progress now. It's going to be a tough budget. We're having to make cuts because right now our budget is set up on the last 3 years of income, and you divide that by 3, and you got 90% of that amount to spend for your budget. 10 is supposed to be set aside for emergency purposes, according to the state constitution, and right now we're a little over $17 million that we have for our budget.
So is budget cuts across the board, you think?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
We looked at level funding to begin with, and then we had to go back and meet with the department heads and cut a little bit more here, here, and here. And I can't thank our department heads enough because they work with us.
Is the budget already in their hands, or have you finished with it?
No, it's not. I'm not finished with it yet. We just got a few more days.
Okay.
And we'll
I
get with
guess
the
I
council.
expect to be cut as well, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely, yeah. I mean, you were the first one on the list.
Figures. Sylacauga Mayor Jim Heigl, our guest this morning. Mayor, always a pleasure. Have a great day today.
Thank you very much, Jimmy Dale. Y'all have a great day, too.
All right, got more Daybreak just ahead. Pet Connect, top of the hour. See you soon.